In this video I'm demonstrating my two favorite add-ons to X-Plane 11, Pilot2ATC and World Traffic 3. So we're here at my home airport, Raleigh-Durham International, KRDU, and being primarily a general aviation pilot, I thought it would be fun to demonstrate a quick flight showcasing these great add-ons. Raleigh-Durham has two general aviation ramps. The first one shown here is up near the end of 23 right and just down from the FedEx cargo ramp. This is the smaller of the two general aviation parking areas. The larger ramp, called Landmark Aviation, is where the flight base of operations is located. And if you're renting a plane, this is likely the place that you would park your plane. It's a fairly large lot, and as I said, the FBO office is there, so you would go there frequently to pay for fuel and other services that you've used during the month. Well, as you can see, the airport is pretty vacant of aircraft, and we're going to call on World Traffic 3 to remedy that situation. So the first thing that we need to do is bring up the plug-in, and when we're satisfied that we have all the sliders set the way we like it, then we'll click on Create Flights. And what happens next is a little bit scary the first time you do it, because it really brings X-Plane to a halt. The frame rate pretty much goes to like 0, and it takes a couple of minutes for it to finally build the traffic. And I'm kind of just letting it run here in real time so you get a sense for how long this takes. And when it comes back up, it will give you a message telling you how many flights it generated. So here the task is completed, and it's showing 2007 flights, and you can see in the map there that we've got a number of aircraft that are populating the various gates. So now that we have our traffic created with World Traffic 3, let's start a flight. I'm sitting here at the FBO there in the background, and this is the Landmark Aviation parking spot number 16. So now I want to set up Pilot2ATC, and the first thing that I want to do is make sure that I have my active runway set in Pilot2ATC. So here's the main window of Pilot2ATC, and over on the right hand side, the very far right hand side, you see a box labeled Info. And if I click on that info box, it brings up this screen that shows the information about the airport. And if I click on this tab at the top that says Runways and Gates, this will display all of the various gates and parking spots that are assigned to this airport. And in this case, I want to roll down until I find the Landmark Aviation 16, which is where my parking spot is, and then I simply select it. After I've done that, then I can just close this window out, and then any communication with the ground controller with respect to a general aviation parking spot, that controller will then know that this is where my parking spot is, and so I can be directed back to this particular spot. Okay, now that that's done, there's one final thing that I want to do in Pilot2ATC in terms of setup, and that is to make sure that its concept of what the active runways are agrees with World Traffic 3. And it's through observation, watching the planes take off and land, which runways World Traffic is using. So I want to make sure that I set up Pilot2ATC to agree with that. So to accomplish this, we start out at the main screen of Pilot2ATC again, and then over on the very right hand side in that column of buttons, you see a button called Taxi MNT, Taxi Maint. So we want to click that button. From there you'll see a screen that has 4 tabs over in the far left side of the screen that says taxiways, gates, runways, and ARTCC. And what we're interested in is edit runways, so we want to click runways. And so finally we get this screen, and in the left pane you see it says takeoff/landing preferences, and then there's this table down there, and you can set what you want to be the various runways for light wind conditions. So you can set those up to match what World Traffic 3 does. Okay, well that completes the setup then for Pilot2ATC, and we're ready to take a short flight. Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha, request taxi to runway 14.
Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha, taxi to runway 14 via taxiways Juliet 2, Juliet, Charlie, Charlie 1, hold short runway 23 left, and runway 14.
Taxi to runway 14 via taxiways Juliet 2, Juliet, Charlie, Charlie 1, hold short runway 23 left and runway 14. Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha.
Hey, Prince. Good morning, Maple 7507. Takeoff Lima for 144.
Maple 7507, good day. Alpha Lima, lane 8, hold the beam gate 170 for now.
Alpha Lima, lane 8, hold the beam 170 for now, Maple 7507.
Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha, clear to cross runway 23 left.
Cleared to cross runway 23 left, Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha.
Maple 7569, Alpha Lima.
Maple 7569, Alpha Lima, lane 8, just hold in sequence behind the Embraer.
Okay, lane 8, we're holding sequence behind company Maple 7569.
Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha, clear to cross runway 14, contact tower on 119.3. Enjoy your morning.
Going going to 119.3. Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha, good day. Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha ready for takeoff, runway 14 to remain in the pattern.
Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha winds are light and variable, altimeter 293 cleared for takeoff, runway 14 fly a left-hand pattern for touch and goes on runway 14 remain on this frequency.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 14 fly a left-hand pattern for touch and goes. Runway 14 will stay on this frequency, Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha.
Jazz 837, sir, all set.
Set, Jazz 837.
Jazz 837, turn right, heading 330. The wind's 240 at 20, gusting 30, clear takeoff 23.
Heading 330, and clear for takeoff, runway 823, Jazz 837.
Set 709, once the dash 8 rolls, you can line up runway 23.
Pilot 23 behind the dash 8, just 709.
Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha is left downwind, runway 14 for full stop.
Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha winds are light and variable, cleared to land runway 14.
Cleared to land, runway 14, Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha.
Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha negative, you are cleared to land on runway 14.
Cleared to land, runway 14, Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha.
Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha negative, you are cleared to land on runway 14. Cleared to land runway 14 Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha.
Jazz 913, altitude 24 right.
Jazz 913, tower clear to land 24 right, winds 24023, gusting 29 knots.
Clear land 24 right, checking north, Jazz 913.
Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha, you have traffic at 3 o'clock 1 miles at 1,000 feet.
Traffic in sight, Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha.
Westjet 709 dash, it'll be turning, winds 24023, gusting 29, cleared for takeoff from 23.
Clear takeoff 23, Westjet 7 dash.
Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha, exit runway when able.
Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha is clear of runway 14.
Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha, welcome to Raleigh-Durham International, contact ground on 121.7, have a good stay.
Canada 608, tower, wind 24021, gusting 29 knots, clear takeoff from 23.
Clear takeoff 23, Air Cat 68.
Thanks, you can call 28.8 in the air.
Thanks, 28.8 in the air, Cat 68.
Wind check on the south, 23019, gusting 30.
Ground on 121.7, Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha. Good day. Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha, request taxi to General Aviation Parking.
Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha, taxi to General Aviation Parking via taxiways Charlie, Juliet, Juliet 2, hold short runway 23 left.
taxi to general aviation parking via taxiways Charlie, Juliet, Juliet 2, hold short runway 23 left, Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha.
Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha taxi to general aviation parking via taxiways Charlie, Juliet, Juliet 2, hold short runway 23 left.
Taxi to general aviation parking via taxiways Charlie Juliet Juliet 2 hold short runway 23 left Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha.
Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha clear to cross runway 23 left.
Cleared to cross runway 23 left, Bel Air 7 Whiskey Alpha.
Canada 710 Tower, line up runway 23. Canada 710, wind 240, 18 gusting 29 knots, clear takeoff runway 23. Canada 507, you can line up runway 23, I'll be departing one further down at Bravo.
Line up runway